I want to begin this video with a content warning, as the content creators mentioned have been canceled, called out, or have been held accountable for their actions by fans and the media for accusations, whether proven or not, that are not for the faint of heart. This video does not go into depth about the accusations. However, in order to provide context, the following will be mentioned: sexual assault, adults engaging with minors, and sexual intent and racist remarks. The main focus of this video is to not talk about the drama and details of the events, but rather a common theme among creators that have been called out online. This video was originally meant to be criticism of content creator apologies from someone who once adored and supported some of these social media influencers. However, upon further review, I found a deeper problem. We will begin with Shane Dawson. He began on YouTube by uploading skits with friends labeled comedy before doing food reviews, collaborations, and then docu-series. In the past year, old clips from past podcasts and videos went viral, including Shane Dawson in blackface, using racial slurs, dressing up as characters that are racist caricatures of minorities, making sexual jokes about children, and describing in detail his murder fantasies about a woman. Shane Dawson went on to make an apology video.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry to anybody that saw that and that also saw that people were lifting me up and were saying, "You're so funny, Shane. Oh my God, you're so funny." Like, I can't even put myself in that head. I can't even imagine.
The first point I want to make is that Shane Dawson details that fans supported him even after others viewed his videos as offensive. That's what happens when someone has a platform. No matter what someone has done, they will always have die-hard supporters, whether it's lingering support of the art or the creator themselves. And whether these supporters are only a handful or thousands, they will always exist. And that's part of the problem, and why people ask to hold content creators accountable. Because fans have put influencers on a pedestal, therefore giving them a platform to influence others. So when a content creator spreads hateful or untrue things, fans will follow.
The biggest problem with me doing that and posting it on the internet was it made young people at the time who were watching me think it was okay. And that's the craziest part. It's like, I've had people tell me, well, I used to watch your videos when I was a kid, and yeah, I never saw anything wrong with that. And that is scary, because it made me realize, oh my God, I have been a part of such a huge problem, and I have just been avoiding it.
Here he details more that he recognizes that what he says people will follow. When you put yourself out onto the internet and you continuously make videos and you're able to profit off of what you're doing and you continue doing it, you are allowing yourself to be subject to having a platform, to having viewers and having subscribers and having people constantly watching you at all times. You create a platform for yourself and people are watching it. I think what the issue is that creators like Shane Dawson have a platform but are disconnected from fans. We are all just numbers and people through a screen, so they don't realize the actual impact they're having on other people. So when Shane Dawson says he didn't realize he was contributing to this culture, he probably didn't realize the full effect of what he was doing. I'm sure he knew, and I think he says this in his video earlier, that what he was doing was wrong. But it's in this video that he takes a step back and realizes that he has this platform, and by continuing these jokes, he's normalizing racism against different groups and minorities.
So many regrets for me, and I loved a lot of those moments, but a lot of them were like, what do we do to make it crazier? How do we make things more insane? Oh, how do we make it more shocking? Like Howard Stern. Like, it just got to a point where I'm happy it ended. And it got so bad that, I don't know, it almost made me want to make the jokes crazier, to make everything crazier, almost like as a, screw you, I'm just gonna make it crazier.
Another problem as well is the fact that these people with these platforms have gotten used to viewership and likes and fame and money. That's not unusual. I think everyone enjoys getting likes and getting views, but the issue begins when creators start to feed off of it in an unhealthy manner. That's where the problem kind of lies, as people start thinking that they need to do crazier and crazier things like Shane Dawson said and did. All of these things that he knew were wrong, he did anyways because that's what got him views and that's what got him supporters. We're gonna move forward to James Charles now. James Charles is known for being a makeup artist in YouTube's beauty community. 2 videos went viral on TikTok of minors claiming that James Charles, who was 21, was sending them explicit photos. James Charles later confirmed this to be true, however, he was under the impression that the 2 boys were 18. He did not take the time to double check this. If he had looked at the boys' Instagram accounts, he would have seen their ages and known they were minors.
The idea of actually being in a relationship became so important to me that I was willing to trust too quickly, miss out on red flags, and most importantly, not take the precautionary measures that really anybody, but especially somebody with a public platform, should be taking before talking to anybody, and there's no excuse for that.
As James Charles says, the issue here is not only engaging with minors in a sexual way, but the issue of a power imbalance. As someone with a platform, it is important that the platform is not being used to creators' advantage. In this case, without necessarily meaning to, James Charles had the upper hand as he is a celebrity. We discussed this with Shane Dawson, that fans are often extremely loyal and will follow along with whatever their favorite creator wants. The problem is, with having a platform, is James Charles cannot control his fans and remind them to limit themselves. All he can do is be cautious with who he is talking to, which he had not been.
I had the mentality that I could reach out to literally anybody and use my Explore page and For You page as a dating app, and eventually I would just happen to find the right person, but that's just not how dating works, literally at all.
That bit ties back to abusing his platform.
When these videos started to come to light, power imbalance became a really large topic of conversation on social media, and rightfully so. In 2019, when I had my whole situation,
He was accused of harassing straight men. This first accusation was proven false, but many miscommunications occurred, leading to a very messy situation for all parties involved.
I was accused of abusing my fame, money, and power to get what I wanted, and when I responded to that at the time, I said that that was disgusting and that I would never want to do that, and to this day, I still stand behind that sentiment 1000%. So when it was getting brought up again, I got really frustrated and was trying to understand, because I was thinking to myself, like, okay, I know that this situation shouldn't have happened, I know that this conversation shouldn't have occurred, I take responsibility for that, but at the same time, like, they DM'd you first, they lied to you, they flirted first, like, you didn't use your fame, money, and power to get anything. And now realize that that mentality is completely wrong, because a power imbalance can happen even when it's not intentional. What I wasn't getting before is that the excitement that comes with talking to a celebrity is literally enough to make somebody do or say something that they normally wouldn't, even if that celebrity isn't intentionally weaponizing their fame, money, or power. And that's the concept that I just wasn't getting.
I'm not going to go any further with the power imbalance here with James Charles, because for someone who did something very problematic, he hit the nail on the head there. David Dobrik invited fans, young girls, over to his house in hopes they would hook up with his friend Dom. When they came over and refused to hook up with Dom, it was suggested by a member of David Dobrik's group that the girls should be given alcohol to, quote, loosen them up. A girl who was invited over alleged that she was underage and was later assaulted by Dom. David Dobrik is under fire for witnessing the event and later posting a vlog of that night which features the girls.
Even though I got the consent to post that video, I should have never posted it. And what I understand now, and I didn't understand before, is that she sent that text because she felt like she had to, not because she wanted to.
Here again, we see the struggle of the power imbalance. We have seen this in both Shane Dawson and James Charles' situation, that fans idolize content creators and as a result will want to offer them something, therefore resulting in being put in situations they normally wouldn't have involvement in and feeling the need to say yes.
It's completely disconnected from the fact that when people were invited to film videos with us, especially videos that relied on shock for views or whatever it was, that I was creating an unfair power dynamic. I did not know this before.
Then here we go back to the word shock, and it sounds very familiar to Shane Dawson saying he felt like things needed to be crazier and crazier.
People felt like they had to be silent for the sake of my video.
I think a lot of content creators are seeking attention because it's what puts food on the table and money in their pockets, which makes them act out and put people in very uncomfortable situations. We are then left with creators who will take advantage of people for views and fans who will be more compliant in order to please their idols, resulting in an inevitable disaster for both parties involved. This is a weird ending to a video, but there isn't exactly an answer or solution to the issues, only observation that these issues exist. At the end of the day, the celebrities are just people, but they are people with metaphorical megaphones that have the power to influence others. So when a mistake is made, even if it's human, the mistake can't just be brushed off because it impacts every follower, subscriber, and viewer, not just the celebrity.